Hey, what's up guys? Worldwide here tonight with another new video. And we got a bunch of interesting topics to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. For the first news story tonight, as we all know by now, Michael van Gerwen picked up his third successive Unibet European Championship title with a huge win, 11-1 over Mensur Suljovic. But that didn't come without a scare in the first round. If we go over here and check this out, this was against Simon Whitlock, first round, and Whitlock sitting back on 150. So let's check this out.
Now, what a way this would be to win.
It would be, wouldn't it? If he hits a treble 20, he will stay there, I can assure you. Treble 20 for double 15. Double 15 for Simon Whitlock to stealing!
Oh, if you see right there, what's that? He missed by about 3 or 4 millimeters, if that. Wow, that was a close one. But anyway, yeah, another huge title for Van Gerwen, and that brings us down to Mensur Suljovic. He's making a huge run up the rankings, number 7 right now. So that's pretty crazy. He's just had an unbelievable last couple months and totally climbed up the rankings. And one thing I noticed, and we have to talk about Premier League 2017. And obviously Mensur is a huge candidate because who'd he run through in this recent tournament? He ran through Ian White. He ran through Phil Taylor with 105 plus average. So that's massive right there. And he ran through Peter Wright on his way to running into Van Gerwen in the final. But he ran through some top quality PDC players. But not only that, check this out. One thing I noticed, and when we talk about Mensur Suljovic trying to make the Premier League, his style of play comes up a lot. Like it's slow. It might not be the most watchable style, but if you go back and watch his matches in the European Championship, he has definitely sped things up. He wasn't stalling as much as he usually does, and it was actually quite enjoyable to watch. He played, I think, in my opinion, a lot better at the faster pace. So totally a candidate for Premier League, and if you think his style of play should hold him back, I don't think that's a fair shout at all, because, if he's putting up 105 averages, beating Phil Taylor, definitely deserves a spot there. And if he keeps it up, number 7 right now in the world, all he has to do is have a pretty decent world championship, and he's a shoo-in for the Premier League 2017. And, in my opinion, totally 100% deserving of that spot. He's just been playing some amazing darts recently. And one last bit of PDC news here. This is hugely disappointing to me, but the 2017 PDC World Darts Championship, if you scroll down, we'll look at some of the qualifiers. Of course, you have your Order of Merit, your Pro Tour Order of Merit, and if you look over here, international qualifiers, for the first time ever in the history of the PDC World Championships, there's no American player. Can you believe that? And I know there's a new American company, the CDC. They've been working hard in the last 2 years to try to promote 501 and to try to get more American players to play 501. But unfortunately, you might ask, well, how's that working? And have a look here. For the first time ever, nothing. So that's just really disappointing to me not to have an American player in the World Championship. So I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know. We absolutely have to stop playing cricket. So just more concentration on 501, and maybe we can see those 70, the mid 70s to low 80s averages. We've got to bump those up. We got to get them up there in the mid 80s to low 90s. But anyway, that's the result. Keep playing cricket, and look at here. No American in the 2017 PDC World Championships. Just disappointing, that's all. Well, for this next topic, it's going to be kind of exciting to talk about. As we know, last week, Winmau introduced the Winmau Blade 5 dual core, and they also have a regular Blade 5 version. But the big selling points with this dartboard is they reworked the entire spider. It's supposed to be stronger. They have, they use stronger material. The spider's better. They reduce the angle for less bounce outs. But what we're going to concentrate on here is the increased scoring area. And as we know, there's always been huge debate, Winmau versus Unicorn. The Winmau obviously has always had the smaller segments, but right here they say there's increased scoring area. So let's check this out. Let's go back in time a little bit, and we're going to look at, let's start here. This was a video that I did, The Truth About Dartboard Segments, and it just talked about their size. Now check this out. Here is Darren reviewing a Winmau Blade 4, and this was one of the segment sizes.
8.75, so that's... Yeah, it's exactly the same, really.
So that was 8.75, he said, and I think this segment was like 8.80, so 8.75 millimeters. That's pretty tiny. And then if you take a look here, this was my personal Winmau Blade 4, and my segment, and this actually, keep in mind, this was a used board. It was probably several months old, so the sisal obviously was worn in, so things might have expanded a little bit. 9.07 millimeters for this segment, and if we take a look at this one, 9.02. So I would say that when this board was brand new, the segment sizes were probably right around 8.8 to 8.9, and obviously as time goes on, the dartboard's going to wear in. Things are going to expand a little bit. But anyway, that was the segment sizes. But now let's take a look at the brand new Winmau Blade 5 dual core. Darren did a review on this today. He just uploaded. So feel free to go over to his channel and check out this video and give it a thumbs up, and don't be a loser like somebody and someone hit the thumbs down. Anyway, yeah, go over to his channel, check out this awesome review here. But look at this. Boom. This is the new segments. 9.53, and actually he measured the same segment, and it was between 9.53 and 9.6 millimeters. So really, what does that mean? Well, for like the average pub player, it doesn't mean jack shit. You know, a half a millimeter or 3/4 of a millimeter really is not going to make a huge difference. But when you're talking a professional player, finally, the playing field is leveled. So now this year, for the first time ever, the PDC and the BDO boards are going to be pretty much identical in segment size. There's always been a huge difference. Well, now, like I said, if you look at the old videos on the Blade 4, the segments were about 8.8 millimeters, 8.9, somewhere thereabouts. And the new Unicorn boards, their segments are, I don't know, 9.6, 9.7 millimeters. So right now we have a level playing field. And it's going to be really interesting this year to see how the averages work out in the BDO. Are they going to jump a little bit? I really think they are, because that half a millimeter or that 3/4 of a millimeter difference, it really does add up. Now, like I said, for the average pub player shooting a 50, 60, or 70 average, really doesn't make that much of a difference. But when you start pushing an 80, 90, or 100 average, that extra half a millimeter or 7/10 of a millimeter makes a huge difference. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to work out this year. And, you know, the stats don't lie. Those segments definitely grew. So it's going to be interesting to see. Tell me what you guys think in the comments about this one. Okay, for the last topic, I got to rant a little bit here, because over on Darts Nuts, there was this thread, and this person posted this thread, and it was talking about the outshots 61, 65, and 125. Now, if you see here in his original post, there isn't any mention of a bullseye anywhere in there. And then it goes on, there's a few people talking, still no mention of a bullseye. Let me find it here. All right, here we go. The 25, in my opinion, is a harder target than any treble to hit. Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense to me. I mean, check this out. Let's look at a picture. There's your basic treble, right? And then you compare that to the entire 25 area. Just doesn't make any sense to me that anyone of any skill level would say that the treble is easier to hit than any part of that bullseye. I mean, to me, okay, for example, if I was to take 51 darts at the bullseye area, including the bull, but just shooting at the bullseye, I could guarantee that I could hit, and well, I'm not bragging or whatever, but I know that I could hit this green bit, the 25, at least twice every time. If I was in form, I'm going to hit that at least twice every time. Obviously, some darts are going to go in the bullseye and some are going to miss. But on average, if I took 51 darts at the bullseye, I'm going to hit the green bit twice. I tell you what, there is no way in hell if I took 51 darts at any treble on the board, I'd be lucky to even average one time. Hitting it one time per turn. That would actually be really good. So I'm hitting this bullseye on average 100% more. I mean, does that make any sense? If I was to hit a treble, if I was to aim at a treble, if I could hit one every turn, man, I'd be doing pretty damn good, right? Say if that was a treble 20, which it is. I took a picture of my treble 20. If I could hit that in 3 darts, if I could hit it once every turn, man, I'd be doing pretty damn good. But on the same token, if I could only hit one bullseye every turn, and I'm not talking the bullseye, I'm talking the 25 bit. If I could only hit that once every turn, well, that wouldn't be that great. I just think that bullseye, I mean the 25, is way easier to hit. So when we go back to this thread, I just don't know why that the 25 isn't mentioned. Obviously, if you got 61 left, yeah, take a shot at the bullseye, right? If you hit the 25, great. You've got 2 darts at a double. If you hit the bullseye, well, all right, hit something else and set up for your 1 dart at the double. And same with the 65. I mean, these guys are saying going triple 11 or triple 19, which is a viable option, but I mean, chances are you're going to hit a single. You're going to hit a single 11 or a single 19. So I think the 25 is the much better option on 65. It's going to give you 2 darts at a double, and I don't care what anybody says, for any player of any skill level, the 25 should be easier to hit than any triple on the board. And if you can't do it, practice up on those bullseyes, guys. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you on the next video, guys. Later.